All right, the topic of sales, but this also comes down to marketing. How are you marketing a product? Is it something that you market more to be more of a gain for somebody, or what the loss that they have to deal with? So, the other day I was teaching a workshop, and one of the topics that came up was something in regards, I forget how we came into it, something along the lines of the sale. And I said, look, one of the reasons why I would go with my dessert company and go and do pop-up events at school carnivals, call centers, whatever it is, I would specifically do that so I can have the human connection of a sale. Whether it's a $3 brownie, $5 pecan pie, or whether it's at the food trailer or whatever, somebody is still buying something. And something that I learned is one thing in particular: you are basically manipulating somebody to buy. Now keep this in mind. It doesn't matter whether you're a hairstylist. It doesn't matter whether you sell cars. It doesn't matter whether you sell socks. You're basically manipulating people to buy your product or your service. But here is the thing. People have the word manipulating looked as negative because so many people use the power of being able to manipulate people for negative reasons. So what did I do? I went to the dictionary and I looked. What is the definition of the word manipulate? To handle or control, typically skillful, influence cleverly. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're handling or controlling a sale, you're skillfully doing it, or you're cleverly influencing a sale, how is that looked at so bad? Well, once again, to manipulate is very powerful and people use it negatively. So let me break down how a sale works, okay, the psychology behind a sale. A lot of people try to sell, let's say with brownies. Let's say you're at a farmer's market and you're selling brownies. And what do people typically do? Oh my gosh, they're so good. Your stomach is going to be so full. You finally got something in your belly. Oh, you love chocolate. You finally got chocolate in front of you. And on and on and on and on, right? It works occasionally. But let me tell you what I've learned. Once again, selling at a trailer, food trailer, selling at events, selling at a convenience store to convenience store owners. One thing that I've learned is what's the best way to say this? The fear of pain. People don't want to be hurt. People don't want to lose out. You can call it loss, okay? When you lose something, it has more of an impact on your life than when you gain something. When you gain something, the joy and everything is wonderful, right? But it's very short term. When you lose something, you have to regret it for the rest of your life. So, one of the tactics that I would use is basically to manipulate people into feeling like losing out on the brownie or the cheesecake, or in your situation it might be of that vehicle. It might be if you're trying to upsell some hair extensions. It might be if you're trying to upsell for a Coke and you own a burger restaurant, whatever it happens to be. When you can start to realize to stop pushing the benefit and the gain of the product or the service, you have to learn how to start talking about how they're going to feel once they didn't get it. I'm a salesman by nature. We're not angels. We're trying to sell and make money. We have bills to pay. You have bills to pay. Your business has to grow. Everything is based on sales. Now, title of this is Graciously. How to manipulate the sale graciously. And once again, gracious is courteous, kind, pleasant. So you can manipulate people, you can guide them and influence them and handle it a certain way, but you can't be cutthroat. So let me clear that up. I don't want you to be cutthroat when you're trying to make a sale. Don't be that nasty salesman. But you have to learn, how can I graciously basically put it in someone's head that by them not purchasing my product or my service, they're going to be kicking themselves in the ass for the next day, for the next week. They might get to an event with cheaper makeup on, a cheaper hairstylist. They're not getting the car they wanted because they wanted to save $700 or $50 a month car payment. Once again, I want you to learn this, put it in your head, and study it. Focus on letting your prospects know that the fear of the loss is much greater than the gain. So don't focus on the gain. Focus on the loss, because that makes them think about the future after the transaction is done. You're thinking about sealing the deal in 30 seconds or whatever it is. Make them know how they could potentially feel and they're going to have to live with for the rest of their life.